Hi guys, this is AAC for All, and today we are making a do-it-yourself switch by popular request. So this is a really great tool you can make for under $1. It's wonderful just to screen access potential. It's not permanent by any means. So let's get started. This is what you need: a scissors, hot glue gun, some type of cardboard or thicker paper that doesn't lay or fold over on itself, which helps with the activation. You need a wire stripper, a 6-foot stereo extension cable. On the do-it-yourself switch adapted spin art fan, we actually use the female part of this. So now to make the switch, we're using the male part. Just a fun fact. And then electrical tape and foil. And this is plenty of foil. So let's get started. I'm gonna go plug in my hot glue gun real fast. All right, so the first thing that you need is going to be your scissors, your stereo extension cable, and your wire strippers. So this is quite a long, or would be quite a long switch. So I'm gonna cut it down a little bit. And you can use the scissors, you can use a wire cutter on the wire stripper. And this should be a size 12. So I'm gonna go ahead and strip the end of this wire, and it should give us 3 more wires inside. Probably do 2.5 inches. So remember, somebody told me this, twist and pull up. Ooh, all right. So we have a yellow wire, we have a blue wire, and we have a white. I never use the blue. I always cut the blue out. Sometimes there's red. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the blue out. They all should work since they're all copper. All right, so this one was kind of stripped for us. Your wire stripper will be too large for these smaller ones. You can use your nails, or you can use a scissors like you're curling a ribbon for a party or a present. All right, so I just used my nails, and now we have 2 wires with the copper exposed. Now, we only want these to touch when we want to activate our switch. Otherwise, it'll be activating all the time. So I'm gonna put away my wire stripper, clean up a little bit. Now what you're gonna do is you are going to take your foil, electrical tape, and the glue gun. Now, you're going to wrap foil around these 2 copper wires. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut some. All right, actually I'm going to cut a little larger piece for today. All right, so I'm going to show you how you can do this 2 ways. I like using the hot glue gun because I think it stabilizes the copper wire a little bit better on the foil. But if you've forgotten your glue gun or you don't have one, you can just use electrical tape. I'm going to go ahead and cut a couple pieces of electrical tape because we'll need it later. And it doesn't want to rip very easily or tear, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And this part always, I get my hair highlighted. Probably no secret there, but this always reminds me of getting my hair highlighted. You'll see why. We're going to foil. Okay, so what we're gonna do with this, I'm gonna take a piece of electrical tape, I'm gonna take one of the copper wires and just put it down. So let me show you what it looks like. The copper wire is just on the foil. And then I'm just gonna wrap it a little bit. Doesn't have to be a perfect square. Mine are usually never perfect. There we go, and I have my little pouch. Now we have to do the other copper wire. Remember, we do not want these to touch until we want them to activate. So I'm going to get my other piece of foil, and I'm going to show you how I use the hot glue gun. And I know this foil is so reflective, so I'm going to move this a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is just cover my copper wire in hot glue. And even though it's covered in hot glue, it'll still conduct. All right, so I don't know if you can see that. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna fold it over. Might put a little piece of tape at the base of it, just so it doesn't want to slip out. So you can do it either way, it will work. I prefer the hot glue with the electrical tape. All right, so we're 3/4 the way done. So now what we're gonna do is you have to have something that your client can push or hit to activate the switch. So this is where I use a heavy piece of cardstock. Of course, it sparkles on it. And I'm gonna go ahead and just use electrical tape and put this right in my cardstock. Now, you wanna make sure that these two pouches are across from each other on each side, because if I put one up here and one down here, when my client pushes this together, it would not activate. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my other one. Pull that a little bit. Again, mine are never perfect. I'll try to get you to see this. It's hard because it's closed now. And that wonderful glare off the foil. All right, so for that, and then I'm gonna do another one. Put it down a little bit more. And I'm gonna do one more back in the little corner. So you can see they're not touching until I were to activate my switch, and then they would touch and connect. All right, I'm gonna do one more back here. All right, so I don't know if you can see that. So let's test it. So I have a little furry animal here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the switch in the port. Let's see if it activates. And it does. Now, let's put the switch in a speech device. You get to listen to that. All right. So now I have this really big I-series. It's an I-15. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the switch in to switch port 1. All right, so it starts scanning and I wanna hit Bieber. Hit Bieber. So this is a Chase Bieber game. Row column scanning. You can see it highlighting. So that's how you can make your own switch to screen for access potential. Again, this is not super durable, but it's a great place to start for not a lot of money.